everything is on point so far. It's like everything is just mind-blowing. Hey guys, this is Steve from Rockstar Eater, and in today's video, I'm going to be exploring one of the most rockin' Brazilian steakhouses in Los Angeles. I am here at Kravings Brazilian Steakhouse, and this is not your typical all-you-can-eat Brazilian barbecue restaurant, let me tell you. They have the traditional churasco selections, but they also have Middle Eastern kabobs, as well as Asian-style meats. Isn't that pretty cool? So I'm gonna show you everything they have in their all-you-can-eat menu so that you guys know what to order when you come to Kravings restaurant. And also, if you're new to this channel, take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. More of these awesome food videos coming your way. And with that being said, I'm gonna be heading in and trying some of that barbecue. You'd be surprised to know that Kravings has been here for at least 17 years. And I have never been in here this whole time. So this is so awesome for me tonight. And when you walk in here, you definitely see that this restaurant has personality. I feel like I'm walking into a lounge or a nightclub. I like all of these low lit red colors everywhere. So I guess this is the dinner menu. So it looks like you have about 15 choices of meats that you can get, which is very typical of a lot of Brazilian steakhouses. It is $72.99 a person. So as you can see, it is not a cheap restaurant. This is Brazilian fine dining. So it's $73 plus an 18% service charge and tax on top. Well, at least you don't have to leave any additional tips after that. So this restaurant does not have a buffet station like what you would find in a lot of Brazilian steakhouses, you know, with the salad bar. You would pretty much indicate on the menu what you would like to be brought out to your table. So all this stuff up here is automatically brought to your table, and I do recognize a lot of these. And then when you come to the bottom, you see you can do like your salads, as well as your artisanal cheese, charcuterie. Oh, look at that. You see, Asian influence. You got the sushi and seafood, as well as some of these cold items. So these are the hot dishes. So if you want something other than the barbecue meats, they got everything from roasted vegetable soup all the way to French fries. I don't know if you guys would be interested in this, but they do have these things that you can order from the menu aside from the all-you-can-eat menu, such as the seafood tower, and ahi tuna tartare, lobster bisque. Man, I want to try everything. This Brazilian steakhouse has a really huge alcoholic menu. Everything from the cocktails to the wine list. I heard that they have over 160 hand-selected wines at this restaurant. So this is the drink menu, and then on this side, that's the actual barbecue menu, just like I showed you earlier. Oh, what's this? Is this like some sort of a light? You're supposed to call their attention or something? I've never seen this before. This is kind of fun, actually. These are the things that come out to your table before your meats. And I like the way it comes. It's like a complete meal in of itself. Look at that. So on this side, we got the baguette right there, cheese bread, plantains, as well as the fried yuca, some grilled veggies, as well as some white rice, mashed potatoes, and the chimichurri. Yes, gotta have this with your meats. And I believe this is the house salad. Wow, it's really loaded. It has so many ingredients inside with the red vinaigrette inside. There's a lot of things on the happy hour, and I guess that's the reason why it's so popular at this restaurant. But I'm gonna stick with mostly the all-you-can-eat menu because I really have to get my money's worth, especially if you're paying $73 for it. I want to try to get as much as I can from the really premium items they should focus on. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to enjoy some of my side dishes that come along with it. Whoa, this is really good. It's like so chewy and cheesy too. I only took one bite of it and I can already tell this is one of the best cheese breads I've had in a Brazilian steakhouse. Okay, now I'm tempted. It's like I just want to eat this one. And I think this probably might be the only one a few times that I'm gonna bite into some veggies before I really go all out with the meats. Well, for sure, that one is cooked to perfection. Whenever I see grilled vegetables, I feel like it's so appropriate when you eat food that's very barbecue or very meat centric. It's just a very good combination. And after all, you do need your veggies because they're healthy, right? It's like so crunchy, very refreshing. And the salad dressing is like tangy, kind of lemony, which is really good. I mean, it's a red vinaigrette, so you can kind of imagine how that tastes like, right? Wow, this salad just really pops. I mean, yeah, this is a good salad. Okay, but then again, I'm not going to get filled up on this because the meat is coming. In fact, I see it right over there. So I guess this is the first one. This is the picanha. All right, my favorite has already come out. Look at that. So this is my first time trying the Brazilian barbecue in this restaurant. That picanha has so much flavor and it's perfectly seasoned, perfectly cooked. It's juicy. It has like a delicious oily flavor too. You know, I think this is one of the better picanhas I've had in a Brazilian steakhouse. And it's so big too. I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being my favorite one out of all of them. I might be speaking too soon. It's only my first meat, but it just shows for sure you gotta get it. All right, the next one is out. This is the jumbo shrimp. Okay. And this is really one of the few times that I've had jumbo shrimp in a Brazilian steakhouse. I already told you, it is kind of a fusion Brazilian restaurant, so you're gonna see things out of the norm. It is big and it's really crunchy, fresh. I am impressed with the food so far. Wow, this is good. I mean, I heard it came under new ownership very recently. I don't know what the old one was like before, but so far, everything is on track. What do we got here? I think those are lamb chops. Oh yeah. This lamb chop comes out really hot, so I have to be kind of careful. It is so tender, wow. Now, not too gamey too. A little bit on the salty side, but salt always works good with meats of all kinds. I don't know if you guys like lamb chops, but it is an expensive meat, so I would say learn to like it, to take advantage of foods like this so you can get your money's worth. See, another one of those highlight meats on the menu. And I'm only on my third one. And I believe this is the ginger wasabi steak. All right, so do I just pick it?
Pick it.
Okay, just pick it, all right. This for sure is the Asian-inspired one. So it's pretty obvious I'm trying this meat for the first time in a Brazilian restaurant. Okay, for sure the meat is tender, which is always a good thing because you don't want to eat meats that are like really tough, right? It's very similar to the way it sounds because I do taste the ginger wasabi flavor, so it's a little bit of a kick, but it's also sweet and salty, kind of like teriyaki sauce in some ways. I mean, I like it. It's not something I usually eat in a Brazilian steakhouse, but if this were any other restaurants, yeah, this would be a dish I would order again. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. Maybe we get some rice on the side with some veggies, you know, like a rice bowl. You're all set. Look at that, filet mignon wrapped in bacon. Wow, that's so thick. When you hear the word filet mignon, you know this is going to be one of the fancier choices on the menu. That's really one of the best things ever. It's like really tender. You know, I would say that this is one of the best meats that I've had in any Brazilian steakhouse I've been to. I mean, I've been to some before where you've had filet mignon that was like, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like this. This is exciting, the way that they make this here. This food, I can see why it's $73. And this is the next one. This is the beef kubede. Yes, the Persian Middle Eastern influence. I'm so gonna go for this one, you bet. Can't forget about the tomatoes too. I can tell just by looking at the kebab and even feeling it that it's going to be good. It's like the perfect texture. Wow, this thing is so tender and it's kind of crispy and it's almost like rich tasting. It's so interesting. I've never had a kebab like this before. It's even better than the kebabs I've had in some Mediterranean restaurants, believe it or not. Okay, if they can do that right, I can tell. It's like the chef, he's pretty good here. This one is the bottom sirloin steak, and be careful not to get too close to the knife. You see how big and sharp it is? It could probably cut you. I'd rather it cut the meat. Oh, look how juicy that is. It looks like it's gonna be so nice and crispy. It's a little bit on the salty side, but taste-wise, like the texture of it, it's good. It's very crispy, just like I thought it was going to be. The meat, fairly tender too. Not like the filet mignon, but still, good taste. And we got some tequila lime chicken. That sounds really exciting. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna need a little help here. All right, let me see if I could down this huge piece of tequila lime chicken. You know, I noticed that the food, none of the meats I've had so far were like tough or like low quality. Everything that I had was like tender, almost melt in your mouth, full of flavor. Chicken is no different. It's really easy to mess up a chicken. You've had dry chicken before, right? This is like my ideal chicken. Ideal barbecue chicken, oh yeah. And now we got some Brazilian sausage. I think they call this the linguiça sausage. Guys, I think I'm getting kind of full. Wow, this is a lot of food. But I gotta try everything before I leave here. It's very moist. Now, me personally, I prefer it if it were a little bit crispier all around, just like I've had in some of the Brazilian steakhouses. But this is a fine tasting sausage, because I've had it before where it was like really dry and kind of flavorless. It's good, very moist. I always got to get my sausages. It's like, if I don't see the sausage in the meal, I'm gonna just straight up request it. Even if I'm full, I'm gonna eat it before I go. This one is the tandoori Cornish hen. Have you ever seen anything like this before, guys? Oh, it's dripping, look at that, look at all the juice. Eating a Cornish hen, which is not my first time, but eating a tandoori Cornish hen. This right here is the Indian cuisine influence. No complaints about the chicken. It's as tender as can be. Tastes just like the tandoori chicken that you'll find in a lot of Indian restaurants. I love it. Wow, even their chickens here excel. And I'm more of a beef person when it comes to Brazilian barbecue, but I'm liking the chicken almost as much. This is awesome. And I can tell this is one of the main attractions. This is the beef short ribs. If you see the beef ribs in a Brazilian steakhouse, you know you've walked into a pretty fancy one. I'd expect them to have it, especially if this meal is $70+. I can tell they cooked that thing for a very long time. Of course, I'm into short ribs. Like, I eat it all the time in Korean barbecue restaurants, but this one does not taste like a Korean barbecue. Me personally, I think I would like it just a little more on the salty side and maybe just more charred on top. But the texture is spot on. Really good flavor. I would say it has like a lot of natural beef flavor. But in any case, you're gonna order it and you're gonna eat it because it's expensive stuff. 28-day bone-in rib-eye steak. I think this is the main attraction. I don't go to too many Brazilian steakhouses where any of the meats is dry aged, so this is a really special place. Wow, that beef flavor is so concentrated. See, I have no more words. I've been eating meat after meat after meat. There's really only so much ways that I can explain every meat. You just have to come and you just have to experience it. I will try this before I go. This is the feijoada, traditional Brazilian dish. Black beans with some pork inside. Maybe get some with the rice. I wouldn't mind eating it as a meal, like with the rice, maybe some veggies on the side. Now, feijoada is one of those foods where I think in the beginning it kind of takes getting used to, because it's not like a sweet or very salty, super savory type of food. It's a little bit more on the slightly bitter side, I would say. But it is a very comforting Brazilian dish. Like with the beans and the meat inside, pair it with some rice. And I think this is the first time that I've tried it in a restaurant where I didn't get it from a buffet station, like where they just brought it out from a kitchen. So it definitely tastes fresh. That's what I love. I guess that's really one of the best things about just ordering it straight from the kitchen, right? So this does not come with the all-you-can-eat. I just decided to order it additionally just to see what it's like. This is their ahi tuna tartare, which I heard is very popular here. So this has harissa aioli, guacamole, wakame, garlic, cumin, olive oil, and those crispy wontons. I like these wonton chips. Look how big they are. It almost looks like a square tostada. So in there you got the tuna mixed with the avocado. So it's very creamy, very rich tasting. I think I would appreciate it a little bit more if I weren't so full, but I can tell objectively that it's a very fabulous tasting dish. Chicken hearts, almost done. Yes, all right. I know it's kind of weird for me to say that I'm excited that the meal is almost over, but that's how I'm feeling. I'm just being honest because this is such a filling meal. But I've determined to try everything on the menu. Crunchy. I don't know if you guys have ever had it before, but it's one of the exotic meats that you'll find on the menu of a Brazilian steakhouse all-you-can-eat. So I would say try it at least once. It's something I used to eat a lot more when I was a kid. Then I kind of stopped eating it, but then I started to kind of eat it again when I visited like Brazilian steakhouses. And the pineapple is the one that usually comes at the end, kind of like as a little dessert. Nice and sweet and toasty. Something about the grilling process, it brings out the sweetness of the pineapple. So that's why when you bite into it, you're like, wow, this pineapple is so sweet. And you know, a lot of them also put the cinnamon on top too, which adds extra flavor. So it does taste kind of smoky. As you can see, it's been grilled. And this is the way I'm ending off. Got to try their dessert. This is their flan, popular Brazilian dessert. You can't go wrong with it. Look at all the fruits that are all around. Even though I am quite full, but I feel like I always have a separate stomach for dessert. Wow, that thing is very silky, creamy. I feel like if I don't know what else to get in a Brazilian steakhouse for dessert, flan is most of the time a solid bet. And they make it pretty good here. It's the way it's supposed to be made. What a very sweet ending to a really great meal. You're not going to find too many Brazilian steakhouses in the San Fernando Valley, but this is really one of the best Brazilian steakhouses you're going to find anywhere in Los Angeles. Seriously, I was very surprised how much I love the food. As you can tell, everything was spot on. I mean, if it's like this every single night, the consistency, then this is really like one of the tops in the Brazilian steakhouse category. So remember that. Cravings, it opens during dinner time during the weekdays, all day during the weekends. They got the happy hour, but then you come for this all-you-can-eat menu, even though it is expensive, $73. But I feel that they really deliver a punch with this. And to me, I'm just so happy. That's the way you want to feel when the meal ends, right? So after this, I'm just gonna head home and I think I'm gonna have to lie down. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next food adventure.